So, I've had my Digitakt for quite some time now, but I still feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of its full potential. But as of now, here are a few reasons why I think you should definitely consider getting one. First, the design. An important part of the gear I use, even though it may be a bit vain at times, is how they look and how they are designed. I mean, how amazing is it when just looking at a piece of gear makes you think of ideas, songs, and potential moments of spiritual transcendence? That's a feeling I can never get enough of. Pair up those emotions with the tactile feel of the mechanical style clicky buttons and the cold hard steel around the body, and you're off to the underground in no time. Second reason, the features. The Digitakt is probably one of the most feature-packed boxes I have ever come across. To prove a point, let me just try and name a few features that are my favorite, which is really hard to do because there's a lot. Recording unquantized, direct sampling in, 8-track MIDI sequencer, polyrhythms, visible waveforms, backlit buttons, 16 visible step sequencer, variable state filter, parameter locks, 128-step patterns, all its connectivity, and this list goes on and on and on. Speaking of connectivity, this brings us to our next reason. Reason number 3, its connectivity. The Digitakt is another one of those Swiss Army knife products that can easily find a way into any setup. This could be your only piece, one of many pieces, and it doesn't even matter where you put it, at the start, the end, or in the middle of the MIDI chain, you'll easily find a way to make it work. Simple things like having a headphone output on top of the normal left and right output is always a welcome addition to me. And probably one of my most favorite features about any modern synth is the inclusion of a MIDI through port. That way you don't run into any issues like I did on that video. If you haven't seen it, check that one out. It was a pain. But the cool thing with the through port on the Digitakt is that it's actually assignable, so it can serve different purposes based on your need. And my most favorite feature on the Digitakt, which honestly isn't even out at the time of this video, is Overbridge. Overbridge has single-handedly kept me from selling my analog rhythm MK1 because it's still not out yet. And it's even kept me from updating my MK1 just so I don't lose the Overbridge functionality that I currently have. I haven't even touched my laptop at all in any sense because I'm afraid Overbridge will stop working. It's that important to me. The ability to send multiple audio tracks and MIDI tracks to your computer over a single cable is something from the gods. And I know it doesn't exist yet, but when it does, you'll be glad you have it. Reason 4, its size. I can't get over the size and power of this tiny little drum machine, sampler, MIDI, sequencer, sound mangler, lo-fi, hi-fi, beat-making, head-knocking, pelvic thrusting machine. Imagine breaking down the features of this and applying it to separate boxes. You'd need a few tables to cover the amount of stuff you'd have. Fits into any of my backpacks perfectly. Even though it's a little on the heavier side, I'd prefer that to a less sturdy, more plasticky machine that I'd probably be afraid to take anywhere besides home. And the final reason why I considered the Digitakt to buy, the price. This is a bit of a tough one to swallow for most, but again, if you were to break down what this box does and what you would need to achieve it otherwise, your wallet would be in a world of hurt. If I didn't have anything and I was remaking a studio or making my studio for the first time from square one, this would definitely be one of the first things I would save up for and get first. And sure, the Digitakt does a lot and some of it not the best, but that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. Limits. Creativity comes from struggle, and no, I'm not saying, hey, you should buy a Digitakt, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna love it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I mean it from a creativity standpoint. You'll do things on the Digitakt you'd probably never think of doing on similar machines or even in a DAW. The Digitakt is one of those few pieces of gear out there that teach me so much without trying. I never feel like I'm in school or stopping to think about what I'm doing. I'm just going, moving, making, creating. Well, that's it for me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate that thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Anything and everything helps support the channel. But until next time, I'll catch y'all soon. Peace. Oh man, I'm a mess.